Hey guys, you're about to watch the most real shit ever.
ASMR of tea right now.
No, deadass. You're literally.
Yeah.
We are gathered here today to talk about why we left Notch, why Notch is not a thing, our experiences about management, talking about our management, and just all that stuff. Because I know everyone's like, "What the hell is going on?" Where do we even start? To be honest.
I'm feeling a little overwhelmed.
Should I know me and Dev, we've been here since the beginning, so should we talk about literally like straight from the beginning?
Straight from the beginning.
Back in July.
The beginning of August.
We got an Airbnb. Maddie actually reached out to me. Did she reach out to you?
Yeah.
Just saying, hey, we have this house, this all-girls house that we want to do. Do you want to join it? And me and Dev were like, of course. We were staying in this Airbnb, and I think our first red flag was getting evicted.
Imagine going to LA at the ages of 16 and 15 and coming back to your house and having all your clothes and shit thrown out because management didn't talk to the landlord, talking about like, y'all can't even record here, when he literally set up a place for us to film content.
So that was the first red flag. I actually wasn't there that first week, but I do remember that happening. There was just a bunch of people broke into the house and were threatening all the girls. I wasn't even there. I think Dev was there. That was the first red flag, but we ignored it, went on with our house, and nothing really sus happened for like months until we got evicted again. This time they broke into our house and put all of our clothes, our shoes, our decor all in trash bags. We also had slime. I don't know why we had like a slime phase in that house, but they put like open containers of slime into the same bags of our clothes, and our clothes were ruined, our shoes were ruined, like water bottles into our shoes, all thrown out on the street. That's how we came home that one night. We stayed at a hotel for like 4 days till we got a different house. But again, I don't actually know how we avoided those red flags. I really don't, looking back on it.
That really part is kind of on us, honestly. I think we were like really wrapped up in the moment of just living with our friends. We were like, oh shit, this happened.
So that was the first issue. Then we obviously moved into our new house. We combined with Top Talent, which gave us Anna and Sab and Eva.
Well, I was never in Top Talent. I joined through basically Charlie Jordan. I love you, Charlie. She kind of like recommended me to someone in the management, and then I ended up coming to LA and looking at Clubhouse BH. That's where I was going to go initially. And then it just kind of made more sense because I was really close to Dev and Maddie. And then I met all the other girls. And I joined Notacontenthouse. And then I think literally the next day we merged with Top Talent. Mm-hmm. Like literally the next day.
Yeah. So that was kind of a thing. Everything was kind of actually good up until we all moved into the new house. They moved into the house that we're in right now. Everything was pretty much fine up until
we merged.
I feel like
that's pretty much when it started.
That's when we...
I feel like we had a good week when we merged.
Yeah,
like one
it was
good
like
week.
The merging, and then right around when Maddie and Lauren left.
Yeah, when Maddie and Lauren left, that kind of they left also because of management. Because
I feel like it was bad before then because they left and we were already really like all considering it. They just went through with it.
So the reason why they had left was Maddie all called us into a meeting and was like, "Listen, I've got the inside scoop about." Our management, and also our videographer, Lee, who has been with us since day one, left our management for numerous amounts of reasons, but also the amount that he was getting paid a week for as much as he was doing was beyond unfair and so insane. That was literally so disrespectful. The amount that he was getting paid, was just so disrespectful, period. So he wasn't happy with that, so he ended up leaving, and Lee kind of, I guess, told Maddie a bunch of things. And so basically the owner or our boss Amir
Amir.
is pretty much the sole purpose of why we're leaving, because he does not know how to business teenage girls or speak to them. And basically, he went public with the account. Should I even say that? Should I even talk about that?
What?
Going public and how we're literal.
I don't think it's important.
It is a little bit important. The most uncomforting feeling is being told that you are a literal dollar sign and that you are a literal stock in this company. So he went public with it, which means that you can invest stocks on us. So any person can be like, oh, I like this management, blah, 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 blah. And we would have to promote these certain accounts. We'd have to promote certain girls. We'd have to promote a bunch of things that he would ask us to do as house deliverables, which we'll get into later. But basically to grow their accounts so that when a client were to look at his management, they would only see big numbers and invest in them to make him money. And so we obviously, that doesn't sit right with me, being basically a dollar sign in anyone else's eyes, which was just
I feel
unhealthy.
like kind of to sum up, I mean, I guess we're going to go into details, but to sum up how we were like treated during this management is like we were like chess pieces, and they would literally treat us like a dollar sign. And there was never any concern of like how we felt, if we were being overworked. And if we ever did try to communicate that with them, it would somehow get turned on to us. And I genuinely like can say that we were all brainwashed for months, completely brainwashed.
Also, like, I feel like I speak for all of us when I say that or at least my specific mental health was so bad. I've literally went to management being like, I feel overworked and overstressed right now. Like, please, can we not do this right now? Blah, blah, blah. And they would literally be like, that's great. I'm so sorry, but this is due by 5, so can you do that? And it literally would just blow past their face as if, like, you meant nothing, but literally just, like, money to them. And that's just such an uncomforting, like, feeling. I've never been so genuinely depressed and anxious and stressed
I feel like,
in my whole life.
Especially, like, the industry we're in and, like, where we're living and stuff, like, I understand, and we all understand that this is a business and that this is to make money, but the way that we were, like, treated, you know, it was like 1 second, you guys are like my daughters, you guys are my family, I care about every single one of you so much. And then when we go to him, we're like, listen, like, we can't mentally do this. He would just be like, okay, that's great. Like, there was this one time where we all literally sitting around the table, like, our mental health is so insanely bad. Like, you were overworking us. And he replies with, you guys are probably on your period. Like, it was really manipulative, the way that we were treated, the way, like, we were told we were family and we were, like, so important. And then we were just used. It was, like, manipulating teenage girls. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like getting like, oh my god.
Anyway,
just not being respected, not being listened to, not being heard, and then literally just giving away money, which also I just want to clarify that we are very, very grateful to be in this house. We are very, very grateful for the places that we are in and the opportunities that we've had, and I'm very thankful for everything that this management has done for us. But when it breaks down, it's like mental health or like money, you know, and we're picking mental health and they picked money, and that's just the difference of us. Should we get into house deliverables? Because I feel like that was a big thing. So every girl in this house has a thing called house deliverables, and this is basically a brand saying, hey, we want to work with Dev, we want to work with Anna, but we don't get paid for it. It goes to the house just to kind of pitch in some rent, or pitch in if we ever want to go somewhere or do a certain, I don't know, a certain event or anything like that, or if we want something or we want to, whatever it may be, just to pitch in a little bit. But it would get to the point, so I think in our contract it said 2 house deliverables a week, max.
well, in yours specifically, it said 1.
In mine? Oh, okay. Well, apparently in mine it said 1. I would be getting around 3 to 4 house deliverables a week, whereas like Anna hasn't gotten them for 2 months. So that was the first red flag for me, because I was just like, how come I'm doing all of this and I'm literally like giving this free money and whatever. And I also hope you understand, we were forced to do these house deliverables. We had no option. If we didn't do them, our phones would be blown up, we would get things taken away, we'd get threats
to get kicked out.
We get threatened to kicked out. We'd be threatened to, me and Sab are slowly getting into music. Not that that's a big thing, but we were told, like, you know, we're going to cancel your studio sessions. We're going to do this. We're going to do this if you don't do this. And even, like, if the audio was something, like, completely against what we don't stand for, or a sound, or, like, something that we don't want on our page, we still had to do it, even if we didn't want to promote it, or it wouldn't look good for our brand, or it wouldn't, whatever it might be.
For example, there was this one time that we were getting told to promote a song, like, preaching, like, a certain religion.
Yeah.
And many girls were told to do it, and we all said no. And that was, like, a big deal, big problem. It turned into a huge thing, even though, you know, as a creator, like, despite the business part, we have to think about our audience and our engagement, and like, we don't want to upset people by promoting something that other people might not agree with. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you like, and especially house deliverables, like, this is our content and this is our account, this is what we work with and what we work for. So, you know, flooding it with like promotions and deals and stuff, it's like unfair to me, to my audience, because you guys don't come to my account to see me promote someone 4 times a week. You know, you come to see me make content. And that's when it kind of became like a problem for me, because, you know, my account wasn't made to make money for this house. And that's why, like, it became a huge problem.
Yeah, and then the reason why I had left was actually to do with house deliverables, because I had asked a simple question a few days ago, just saying, how much money do you make from my house deliverables? Or how much money am I supposed to be making from house deliverables? And they strictly could not answer the question and got extremely defensive, were threatening me, calling me certain things, coming after my mom, and just disrespecting me in almost every way, shape, or form. And I was not having it, and I couldn't even have a genuine conversation, because it would just end in arguments, and everything that I would try to communicate with just ended in, like, I'm the problem, and that's, like, not okay. That's, like, it was literally beyond manipulative, and I just wasn't having it, and I was like, you know what, like, I'm kind of over this, and I can't be in this environment anymore before I literally, like, lose myself and lose everything.
I feel like they, like, to like, the management, and I want to make it clear we're talking about 2 specific people in this management. Like, the entire company has been very good, and it was 2 people who did all of this to us, who had a lot of power over us, and that's the like core reason why all of this is happening, because of these 2 people. And they just kind of forgot that, you know, they're working with teenage girls, and, you know, like, calling Cynthia mentally underdeveloped when she's a 16-year-old girl, they would just completely forget, you know, like, that we have normal teenage emotions, and they would use that against us and call us unprofessional for, like, having a bad day.
Mm-hmm. Literally just, I was called mentally underdeveloped from one of these people, and it's actually insane for them to ever say that. I think that's actually probably one of the worst things that you could ever say to me. And actually what was really funny is that they were also trying to get my mom to be like, they were calling my mom a bad parent for not agreeing that with everything that they were saying, which is super crazy. They're trying to literally make me feel like isolated, and that I don't even know how to word it. I'm literally like freaking out right now. I like don't even know
The way they would like treat us is kind of like they wanted us to feel like we only had them, like only them, so that we would never leave and that we would do whatever they wanted. And like that was the way they manipulated us and literally brainwashed us.
Do I even read this?
Debbie, thoughts, comments, Anna?
I just feel like I feel like, you know, we're all learning, and we had like such, like, he presented such a huge like opportunity to grow in like a field that we're very much passionate about. And because he knew that like in the beginning, like Cynthia, like we were so stoked, like we'd be like, oh yeah, like